All right, so we are about another hour deep into this. That last video took about an hour to upload, so it kind of set me back a little bit, and now we're getting back to this. Thankfully, though, that gave me enough time to think about why this wasn't working out. And the reason is this actually doesn't pay you what you would want to make hourly if you only had four of those jobs in a day, which was kind of what I saw as your goal whenever I was looking over your Facebook post. So that's why it was not working out for us because I was trying to do it based on cost, and based on cost it would work, but based on your hourly pay it wouldn't. You're trying to work an 8 hour day, which is basically what it sounded like you were trying to do since you were talking about minimum wage, kind of just have a full time gig going on to start out with. So we're gonna work it based on that. If you want to make $7 per hour, you have to realize that this is gonna be where you're gonna get paid after tax, right? Or maybe you want to get this before tax because after this you're still going to get that 10 to 12% tax that you're going to have to take care of after your paycheck is going through or whenever your paycheck is going through. So say for example you work 8 hours in a day. I'm not going to do the math, I'm sorry, I'm freaking exhausted at this point. So 8 hours per day, you would be making $56. Right, this is what you would want to make if you're trying to work an 8 hour day at $7 an hour. And then this would get taxed, and let's just say 10%. So you would actually get about $51, right? Let's just say approximately. So in order for you to clear that, the margins have to be at $150 per day. If you're charging $30, or like we said, you're 29, per an auto service, and this is actually you get four of them, right? Times four, because like we said earlier, your average is 2 to 3 hours per detail. And I bet you can think I've really been thinking about this because I'm writing a lot faster than earlier. But yeah, the quality messed up on the last video as well, and I'm really glad it did because that last video was awful as far as information goes because I was just bouncing around in my head trying to figure out why it didn't work. But at $30 times four details at 2 to 3 hours of detail, which two is really, really average for what you would spend on detail or what I would spend on a detail. And I know it's what most detailers spend on a detail. Whereas if you're working with somebody, you can do it a lot faster. You're probably doing 45 minutes to an hour and a half. However, you actually have to pay that person as well. You can't count that out of the equation. So yeah, if you're charging this, right, and for some odd reason that is the only kind of job you're getting because that was your baseline, then at these four jobs you're going to be getting $120. And that's if you're doing it at 30. At 29 you get $4 less. Or 116, right? So this is what gets paid out to your business. So this would go, if it's a sole prop, it's not separate from your personal finances. It's weird. I don't know if you know what an LLC is, but what an LLC does, it just stands for, sorry, and I know you guys have been in business for a while, so you probably know all this stuff. A limited liability company. And you do need an operating agreement for this to actually take place in case that you do get sued by any reason or for any reason. So that's why you want to have your insurance, you want to have all that stuff taken care of. But yeah, your operating agreement is required. I'll just put REQ for protection. This is how a lot of LLCs have lost court battles whenever they've gotten sued and basically made it to where their personal finances can get attacked, is because they don't have an operating agreement in place, so it's not considered a legitimate business. You could have insurance, you can have all that stuff in place, but if your insurance doesn't cover whatever damage was done to a vehicle, or say for example, if you take off seats, that's considered auto body work, and right now starting out, you're not an auto body shop, So that actually would not be covered by your insurance under a detailing company. What I think you would like to do ideally is create a parent LLC which owns the stuff that's going to be working on the mechanic engines, the detail shop, and the other stuff. And if you want to get a clearer outline of how that would look like, I can recommend you to watch my $1 or my $1 billion detailing plan. That basically explains what a parent company does and how it would work out. And to further protect yourself and to avoid paying taxes whenever you're paying yourself, you would basically put this in within a corporation or within a trust fund. But ideally, you would want to have 3 layers of protection, which is your LLC for each individual shop that you have. You would have your corporation, and then you would have your trust fund, which pays you distributions at the end of the time. Excuse me. But yeah, you need to make $150 a day if you're going to make minimum wage, right? And that's your $51. Now this is done on the other tax strategy. So in this case, what would actually be happening is you would take 20% or 21%, about, I'm doing the 1 times 0.21. So you would take about $30, 150 times 21% equals about $31.50. This would be your tax. And this is average across the country, including, like I said earlier, your LLC pays you, but whenever they get paid, they have to pay taxes. And then whenever you get paid, you have to pay taxes. So you get taxed twice, and that's how it ends up at 21%. The LLC tax is about 12%. The other tax is about 9%. At least that's what it is here in Texas. I've not said in Tennessee yet. I don't know how familiar I want to get with tax law. I know all the other states. I think I'm just going to get familiarized with tax law with the states that I live and work in whenever it gets to that point. But this is basically what you're going to be paying in tax, right? And then after taking that, so 150 minus answer, you would be left with approximately $118.50. Now say that is exactly you working 8 hours a day and you pay yourself hourly as a W-2 employee rather than a subcontractor, then that would mean that from this you would subtract what you're actually trying to make, which would be your $56, 7 times 8, 56, and get your, well, I already paid the taxes out here, so that's basically money free. If the taxes are paid here, that would mean that this is actually the number that you're going to subtract. So yeah, 150 minus 51. So you would be left with about $99. Now what we said earlier was your cost per day was about 22. So 99 minus 22 equals 77. Oh my God, I love these numbers. That's so funny. But yeah, this would be your profit. Now, remember, we always want to be able to take care of one more customer, which the cost of doing that is $22 on a daily basis. So you would subtract that additional amount, and it's going to come down to $55. So let's say minus 22 equals, oh my God, minus $22 equals your 55. I'm sure that it is 55. I'm pretty sure that it is, but I just want to make sure. So yeah, that is how you end up making your profit, because we took out the additional cost, or the cost of serving one additional customer. We took out the cost of the customer that we served. We took out our taxes right here. So these are the steps that we have to follow. I'm marking with little stars right there, make them look pretty, to end up with a profit of $55. So that would be at $150 per day. But in order to be able to do this at 4 jobs, what you would actually have to do would be, I don't know why I subtracted it, sorry, 37, at least a minimum of $40 per job. Like I said, the math actually gave me 37. I'm gonna write write that here. Math said 37. I said 40 as a minimum. Alex really believes on any service-based business doing it at least at 80% profit margins, which seems pretty ridiculous, but I actually really believe in that, and I like it, and I want to be able to help provide the service in a way that all my people actually do at about an 80% profit margin. If we go ahead and do the math here, 55 divided by 150, your profit margin is about 36%. So in order to raise it up to 80%, you would have to, I don't know how you would do the math. Well, I do know how you do the math. I just have to think about it. I really don't want to think about it. 150 divided by 0.80, I believe. Yeah. So in order to get your profit margins, you would have to do about $187 in sales. Is that correct? No. 55 divided by 0.80. 68.75. I think that's a little bit more accurate. You would have to make $68 per job to be able to make that profitable. And I'm going to divide that by 0.36 to make sure that's correct. Yeah. So in order to do your 80% margins, you would have to do what the hell? $70 per job. Yeah, there you go. Approximately, because so you see, I wasn't that far off whenever I told you start at least 60. Because at $70 per job, you're paying yourself $7 an hour. You're taking out your taxes, add the 21%, and add the 33% that I recommend, and you are leaving your additional profit of $68. Or never mind, you're leaving that additional profit instead. So if you're doing 70 per job and you're doing 4 jobs a day, you're doing 280 per day. And mind you, all the other numbers have not changed at all. So whereas previously you were doing 150, now you're doing 280, and you're subtracting, you still got to pay your taxes. So let's say times 0.21, it's $58 in taxes. And I'm going to do it here, new, so you can have it here. And 80% margin. You would do $58 in taxes, right? That's 21%, which leaves you with the remaining $221. This is 2 cents left here, or 20 cents, not 2. So $221.20. We're going to subtract, and then we're going to go ahead and subtract what you're getting paid, your $51. And again, this is already tax-free because we've already done the taxes over here, and you're still getting paid $7 an hour. I'm just going off the minimum wage you mentioned. And this is because at this point, I'm making it clear for you in a way that you can explain it to your clients. Like, I have to make this much, my business has to make this much money. Your business has to make that much money in order for it to be able to expand. Because if your business is not growing, it's dying. There's no such thing as just maintaining in business. You have to be consistently growing, even if it's just a small percentage, even if it's just 1%. Over like year over year, if you're not growing, your business is actually dying. That's a clear indication of a failure of the network. Now over here, we subtract these $22 a day from the work that you did, right? The stuff that we decided, so minus 22. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of cross that out right here. So minus 22, this equals 148 into remaining, and then we take out the additional cost again of the additional client, leaving us with a profit of $126.20 for the day. I didn't want to write all the way down there like I did just now, but I wanted to just put all of this on the same page because this is actually how it breaks down. So yeah, if you want to go off of your hourly, then you need to make sure that you do at least 8 hours a day, so you're working a full-time job, and you get the tax benefits of working a full-time job. But off of your costs, it does not work. Off of your costs, you wouldn't be making $7 an hour if you're doing 4 jobs a day at $30. Okay, and that's all I was trying to really explain. Because whenever I heard it, I was like, "There's just no way this is gonna work." So I even went ahead and decreased the percentage that you're taking out for taxes. That way, it's not the full 33%, and you can see the actual numbers. And I just broke it all the way down. I still love this. That's so beautiful to me. I'm gonna go ahead and take a picture of this. Well, I have the video, but I'm gonna take a picture of the board, and I think this is gonna be the last video that I get to shoot today. My baby needs to go to bed in the other bedroom, and I just don't want to be waking her up. But yeah, I'm gonna take care of this tomorrow. I'm gonna focus on the branding side of things, and I'm gonna make sure that I put that into perspective for you. That way, you understand what it means to brand. And what I'm gonna do for that, since I don't know your values, and I don't think, I mean, if you had time for another conversation, that would be awesome. That way, I could actually get it from you. But other than that, I think I might send you a message and just ask you what your business stands for, what you believe you want to provide for people. I know you said a couple of things. You want to be a one-stop shop. You want to be able to help with mechanic work, like with the diesel stuff, and then also have the details and all that stuff run together under a parent LLC, which again, I'll probably explain that in the next video as well. But this is what I have for you tonight. And I'm gonna go ahead and upload this to YouTube, and I'm gonna forward you the playlist so you can start looking over it. Hopefully you will derive some value out of what I've shown you, because like I said earlier, I mean, you helped me out a lot just with the way that you were conversating with me and the fact that we were able to bounce ideas off each other. It was really, really helpful. But this is what you're investing to move your business forward. So it's a difference. Let's say, oh crap, I wanted to erase that. Jesus. Okay, good thing I had it written down. 0.20 minus 55. That's a $71 difference per day. And I know it does not seem like a lot, but this means that your profit margin comes out at 22 days, because remember, we did the math on 22 days. If you look back at the other video, there's an astounding difference of $1,566. Now, one part of the videos that I'm going to do tomorrow is going to show you how to sell at this price. And like I said, I wanted you to start about 60. After you've seen this video, if you want to start at 70, that's fine. Just let me know and I can do the math with that. But what I'm going to show you is basically how to sell these jobs and how to make it more palatable to whoever is getting them. I'm not entirely sure if this is inside and out yet. I still kind of lack a little bit of clarity, because the main focus of the packages that you put out there was on the exterior side of things. And I actually have seen detailers that are charging $300 to $600 just for the outside work. But that does include a polish, which that made me really happy to know that you're polishing. Good service that you can also include in there. And at that point, you have to include the price of the polisher into the equation. But this is just so you can actually benefit and make some money off of this. I know that you're not going to have a lot of time to do it. So ideally, you would want to have your 3 prices, which is also going to go into marketing. You always want to advertise with 3 prices, because the middle one is going to drive your clientele towards the top or towards the bottom or towards the middle. Really, they don't really go towards the bottom normally when you have three prices. But say for example, yeah, might as well just do it. I'm gonna cut the video off, and then I'm gonna go ahead and come back and explain the other part here a little bit, because I've gone over it with a couple of other people before, but I want to cover it so I can put it on my Instagram as well as put it on this playlist. So I'm gonna do that for you here in a little bit. If I still have time, I don't know what time it is anymore, because these videos have really been kind of taking up my time, and it's really surprising. I really didn't think it was gonna be so much. I really didn't think I was talking for that long. Let's be completely honest with you. The first video got cut off at like 13 minutes. The second one got cut off at like 23. And that's just because my phone ran out of storage because of the quality. This one had 44 minutes left on there because after I uploaded the videos, I deleted them, and I also deleted a bunch of other stuff off my phone. So this one should be able to go for longer. I just have no idea how long it's taking me to write this stuff down, because I just started talking, and next thing I know, I've been talking for hours, or I guess minutes at this point. But yep, that's what I have for you today, Elizabeth. And like I said, thank you a lot for today. Thank you for your advice earlier, and thank you for being a great friend and listening to me whenever, it was just really nice to have somebody to bounce ideas off of, because we're around the same age and we're kind of on the same process, the same path, and it's really interesting to find people like that whenever you've really never come across them. So thanks for that, and I really hope we continue being friends in the future. If there's any questions that you have over this stuff, just write them down, and the next time that we get to talk one-on-one, we'll go ahead and cover them. But outside of that, I'm going to go ahead and ask you for some information over Messenger whenever we get back on and start conversating. And if you can get that information back to me by tomorrow, then I can produce more videos to you. Well, I'll still produce some videos tomorrow, but regardless of that, you know what I mean. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and share, even though you really can't share it because only I think I'm going to make it unlisted instead of private. That way you can actually share the link to other people if you want to show it to other people. This is the most important part of the process that we've done today, but you had to understand the other two parts, and you had to see them not function for you to be able to appreciate what this is here. And I should say that because that's what I had to do. I had to go out there and struggle, seeing this not work before I figured out how to make it happen. And I'm just trying to make it clear your margins, make sure that you're doing good on profit. And like I said, this right here is about, what did it come down to, like a 30% margin or 40% margin? This right here is just shy of 80, or actually just a little bit over 80%. And people are willing to pay it. That's what's awesome. So if you can actually get good chemicals from those people that sell the dilutable stuff, and you can plug it into this equation, make it work the way that you have, I really like your numbers. These are really good numbers. I think you have one of the basic principles of business down, which is once you get to a certain level, what you're trying to do is input less and get a greater output. And you can manage to do it. I mean, I had to learn a lot before I was able to do it. You're being a lot more resourceful than I was whenever I started out. So kudos. Hats off to you, kiddo. You can call me a kid too. I'm a kid at heart.